Alrighty. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a wonderful Monday out there today. Not much happened with Bitcoin over the last few days. A slight dip, but nothing too bad. So today we're talking about what can happen next, where the rest of the market is, and some of the news going around here. I am still using my stand-up desk. I have no hair here for now, but I will have hair back eventually. Loki's waiting for a treat, but since I cannot give him a treat without you guys seeing him, I'm gonna have him jump on the sofa as always. So, Loki, up. You guys will see him. Oh, alright, there you go. Good. He's in a very good mood. Hey, Villa, happy to see you back, my man. Sorry for a little bit of mess around here. I had a lot of cleaning today, a lot of cleaning. All right, so before I get started here, I just want to go and tell you guys what's happening today as far as order of things. First, Bitcoin technical analysis, looking at the portfolios, and then we just have a few news stories to top off today, and then we can kind of answer any questions that you guys have. I do have some music rolling on, so let me know if it's too long. Pretty exhausted after a long weekend, so I may feel a little bit tired, but we'll get there eventually, right? So let me hop on here very fast, make sure that's working, and then there we go. So, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, guys, not much actually happened over this weekend. I was expecting us to have a little bit more of a dip, but what we actually saw was just a lot of volatility. Sure, we came down a little bit, but not as much as I was anticipating. You see a little bit of a head and shoulders right here that kind of panned out for those of you guys watching, but we're still in this consolidation, and because momentum really wasn't where we needed it to be, there was actually a breakout that happened, right? But it was a false breakout. The daily is bearish as of yesterday, so it just wasn't working out for us, unfortunately. Right now, since we do have that bearish momentum, I do think you're going to see a lot of people taking a little bit of a break from going long at this point. I told you guys I thought we were going to have a dip, and then I was going to buy the dip, and I'd been happy when we kind of have that reversal. We really haven't had the big dip I was expecting to be able to buy up some cryptocurrency, and we were going to see Bitcoin probably come all the way back down to maybe 110,000, 112,000 bucks, be able to buy and see what happens next. I am watching this very closely just because if we do decide to break down below that 20-day moving average, I do expect a good amount of volatility there, but everything across the board on the daily chart right now, from except for the change of character, excuse me, the MACD, the stochastic, and the RSI, all pointing towards more of a bearish move. So I'm a little bit more skeptical of going long at this point. Instead, what I'm doing is just day trading. I think if you guys want to trade, day trading or paper trading is going to be the best thing for you guys right now. And then finding some of those altcoins like we talked about, which are very that are very close to those moving averages, right? So let me push this over here very fast, make sure this is still working on my end, and then boom. All right, perfect. So weekly chart for Bitcoin, still looking pretty good. Ignore this line for now, right? Bullish, bullish, bullish. Long term, I'm still very happy with Bitcoin. It's the short term stuff where I think opens up a door for those of you guys who want to buy for a swing trade on the upward side, right? Let me pack right here. Our next real level of support seems to be back over here towards 112,000 bucks. Below that, maybe right around $110,000. But in reality, I think we probably would just come back down here to 115,000, probably as far down as $113,000, $112,000. Let me see if I can pull up a Fibonacci level and just see where everything's at right now. Breaking through the first, that next level may be around 113,672. Then after that, it'd be around $111,000 for the most point. I think that'd be a good opportunity for most people to buy if they don't want to buy right here. The way I'm thinking about it right now, especially if Bitcoin's not able to hold this level and we do actually have something of a drop off, I'd probably just buy around 113,000 and be done with it, and then kind of wait out the storm. On the other side here, guys, if you go through a lot of altcoins, they've had really good weeks here, so I'm not gonna be sad if Ethereum gets rejected from this Fibonacci, this order block here. I mean, we've been talking about this for how long, how many weeks, waiting for that breakout. Finally happened. If you guys scaled out, awesome. If you guys haven't scaled out, still awesome because it's still very high. Solana having that move right now, still doing pretty well. Waiting for last week for it to break above that moving average. A little bit of resistance right here, but not as bad. I would say Solana's still looking pretty good. Dogecoin, we're looking really good here. Broke out, confirmed the breakout here above all the moving averages, and all of that momentum is now flying higher. If we can see Bitcoin at least stay stable and not have this drop off like I'm expecting, we could actually see a lot of these altcoins move even higher, which I think will be really fun for us. Trump token still down a little bit here, but at least we've been going sideways, which I think is pretty good to see. You know, generally been kind of sideways. Melania token having a comeback. Who knows how many shorts are on this one? A little bit more dangerous to buy this over the Trump token, but I think people have their ideas, and if they want to buy that or not, very, very high risk. Whiff is still doing fine. I'm not going to go through the whole list here, but you know, we go down. There's still a lot of good movement here. Even Shiba Inu up against a level of resistance. Watch Shiba Inu this week. We could have a really big spike off of this one because we've had this a long time. This is one of the few tokens that actually came all the way back down during the 2022 crash to the 2021 levels, and then it can actually have these spikes again. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shiba is just a ticking time bomb. That's why I hold so much Shiba right now. I'm expecting it eventually to have a massive pop over a month period of time, and I'm just gonna sell it really, really fast and not hold on to it for too long. All right. And happy to see Villarat, Mitchell, GMC, Damn, Crypto, and Alex Ball. Happy to see, man. How are you doing? Sorry, I've been away for a while. You know these rules we have. Well, mine is just close, take a break every once in a while. Oh yeah, no worries, man. You're good. I've been exhausted from hanging out in my personal capacity. I've just been doing stuff, having a good time, enjoying my summer. And you know how going out and having a fun time can be kind of tiring. That's basically me. I went out to my friend. I was in bed last night, and a friend called me up yesterday. He's like, "Hey man, you want to go grab a cigar and smoke?" And I was like, I was gonna take a nap, but like, you know, why not? Let's go out and have a good time, right? We smoke for a few hours, meet up some other people, stay a little bit longer. We go grab some dinner. We went and got some sushi and stuff. It was really, really good. Then I was like, damn, you know what? I kind of want another smoke. Head all the way back to the cigar lounge, stay until midnight, stay up here, you know. I was just like, bro, I'm getting exhausted from all this stuff. On the other hand here, I am losing a bunch of weight right now while fasting and eating healthier when I'm not fasting. So that's been very, very good. But on today, dude, my eyes are heavy. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be awake for this stream. I had a feeling like I was up in bed half an hour ago, making my bed. I was like, lay down on afterwards. I was like, dude, I might fall asleep right here. I better get up and do something. So I've just been a little bit exhausted. I didn't even do my videos for today, right? But that's okay. I'm gonna start them up tomorrow. I'm in no rush for it. I think tomorrow I'm gonna have all my my new sponsor stuff done as well. But fun fact, I've now made 23 bucks this month from being back on being monetized here, which is pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Now, was it a lot? No, it's fine. And I know some of you guys were talking about memberships and stuff like that. I'll remake the memberships for sure for you guys. I just got to figure out what I want them to be called. They're not going to be called a Ruby level, Sapphire level, and stuff like that. I'm going to use AI to come up with some great ideas for tier levels and what you guys want to get out of it. But it just depends on how I want to reimagine them, I guess you would say. Because I'm just going to have a base one that's like $1.99 and anybody could really use it, right? And then I'll have some more expensive ones, advanced ones, and things like that. Okay, but yeah, so as far as that's concerned, we're still looking pretty good here. Bitcoin is still in this consolidation phase. I like what I'm seeing, but I was really hoping we could just blast through it, you know. But if we do blast through 122.5, you know, 122,500, we do have a pretty good shot of hitting up $140,000, which would make my day, make my year, make my decade, and of course, altcoins during that time would be exploding. You're hearing a lot more stories about Bitcoin causing an altcoin season here. And I don't know if we're in altcoin season. To me, I'm still kind of waiting on rate cuts. But my hedge is having a bunch of money already tied up in tokens where I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens. I'm not putting as much money as I could into altcoins, you know, for like that big move. But I'm like, I'm gonna wait. You know, I got money in there, so I have the privilege of waiting. But damn, I mean, like, there's a lot of push, a lot of momentum to say this is an altcoin season here, and I'm not feeling it just yet. I'm not feeling it just yet. Well, I bought my house up and busy around the house, dude. I feel you. My house is, you guys can't see that, but it's dirty right now. I got clothes covered in dog hair, swept up the floors, folded up blankets that I use when I'm down here and it's cold as fuck when I'm watching movies and stuff like that. Oh man, yeah. The best thing for me is I don't cook in my house anymore. I only eat out. So like no kitchen utensils, nothing like that. Bro, it's a game changer. It's just like I'm fat enough to be able to do it. Most people can't fast like I'm fasting right now. Oh man. Dude, damn, yeah, it was rough for a minute, man. It was rough. And hey, Digital K, happy to see my man. So right now, everybody, guys, Bitcoin's still doing fine. We're just in that consolidation area like we were before. There's a lot of people trying to freak people out today, but I just want to remind you guys, especially if I go over here to let's see the daily chart. The SPY and the NASDAQ were still higher today. The market's still doing just fine. There's no craziness happening right now. And this is from all the talk of tariffs, Trump with Jerome Powell fighting back and forth. You know, there's nothing crazy going on right now. And I think we should be very happy about that because the market seems to be going higher and higher. Now, I anticipate we're going to have a rollover eventually. And we're going to have a few weeks of us having some bearish moves. That's probably not going to happen until next month, though. So for this month, I'm still kind of optimistic of where we can go. Next month traditionally is not that great, and we'll talk about that more in detail later on. A few things before we start going through the portfolios and all the news and stuff like that. A couple news items. The technical analysis will start tomorrow on my main channel, on my second channel, not the main channel. Second channel, this is the main channel. I'll let you guys know about that, and I'll post about it and stuff like that. But as I'm making all these videos and things like that, let me know what you guys think in the comments, whether it's good, bad, you like the content, you guys don't like the content. I'm always there, and I'll always give you guys a little heart and a like on the post right back, right? Now, was there anything else I wanted to tell you guys about this week? Because I feel like there was something I was supposed to tell you, but I forgot. If I remember, it'll come out of nowhere. But yeah, just get ready. I'm not even going out tonight. I'm literally just gonna watch a movie and go to sleep, and then that'll be. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning. I'll be energized, ready to go, and start posting a bunch of content as much as I can. But yeah, so excited about all that. I do have a new sponsor starting tomorrow. We're running behind on a little bit of stuff, but they are the flux indicators. So I'll be running some flux charts on one of my other channels here. Not channels. What do you call these things? I always forget. Layouts, excuse me. So we're gonna have that. They have a pretty cool one that actually does like smart money concepts, but it has like another advanced template on top of it that I want to use because it matches how I look at the markets, and it kind of gives you guys a visual representation of how bullish or how bearish I think everything is for the day. Because a lot of times I say that the weekly charts are bullish, but the daily charts are kind of more bearish, and people don't understand like how could one be bullish, one could be bearish, right? So maybe like showing something like that could really help you guys out as well. Okay, so that's something fun as well. Anything else I need to think about? Nope, that's about it. So as far as our portfolios from Friday when we last talked together, the main portfolio I guess has grown up quite a bit. The group portfolio here is up 26%, so it did go up over the last few days. Now instead of we put $1,000 in here, $1,008, we're now up $263. So if you guys did buy in and we were kind of doing this together, that'd be around a 26% profit, which I think is pretty darn good. Bitcoin is our best performer, up 12%. Our worst performer is going to be bubble maps here. Of course, Bitcoin is more heavily weighted than bubble maps, but bubble maps can still come around and give us a little bit of a show here. Over the last 7 days, the most our money ended up getting up to was, let's see, around like $12.95. So, you know, we were up almost $300 at one point. Everything here looking pretty darn good. Across the board, though, right? Everything is green except for bubble map. So Trump is up 20%, Hyperliquid's up 12%, Solana's up 34% since we bought it, Dogecoin's up 60% since we bought it. Crazy Dogecoin there. BNB's up 19%, Pepe's up 36%, Ethereum's up 48%, XRP's up 63%, Kronos is up 34%, SEI is up 96%, and Bitcoin's up 12%. So all seeing some really good money overall. The fart coin only token, so if you just buy one meme coin, where does it go? It's now at 43% here. This one is doing very, very well on a percentage basis. It's doing better than the safe portfolio one. It's doing very, very good. The high risk portfolio is up 22%, not even as much as the 26. I wonder if we just chose some bad tokens here or something like that. Again, we're up 22%. I'm not going to be complaining, but I am going to complain because it's so crazy. We have a few tokens that aren't performing well here. Maple syrup, dog, and then all the way down here, Euler. Those tokens are not performing all too well, but everything else is doing good. Super's up 94%. Nero's up, 20%. Walrus up 13%. VeThor up 14%. Alchemist AI is up like basically like less than 1%. Pepetron is up 20%. Floki's up 85%. That's really good right there. XCN is up 24%. AROZ is up 48%. Peanuts up 35%. Maga's up 51%. Aerodem's up 24%, Neo's up 30%, and the last one, Realo, is up 25%. Oh, sorry, and Live Peer is up 24%. And of course, Turbo up here is doing pretty well too. So you know, no matter which one you went through, at least you're still making a profit here. But I am very surprised to see that the group portfolio in the Altcoin mania is basically having better returns than the high risk portfolio. I was expecting this to do a little bit better. Maybe it will, but we really did dive deep into some low market cap tokens. So maybe what'll happen is this will just take a little bit more time for that money to kind of creep down to those market caps, and then we'll see something more of an explosion happening. Hold on one second here. I forgot I had this. I'm standing now, so that makes me have to do this and this and this and this, and there we go. I'm gonna try standing from the foreseeable future here, guys. Hurts my feet a little bit, but losing weight, kind of getting more energy, not slouched and as tired. I feel like it works out a little bit more. It also just makes me more, I move more, right? All right, now as far as the rest of the market is concerned today, top 24 hours, Pudgy Penguins is up 21%, cost, all right. Bitcoin's going sideways. Fartcoin's up 13%, Radium's up 13%. We're seeing some good stuff here. Now, is it more? Do I wish Bitcoin was booming right now? Yeah, but last 30 days, guys, Pudgy's up 337, and CFX is up 234, Bonk is up 170, Floki's up 118, ENA is up 100%. We're seeing a bunch of good moves right now. I just want to remind you, and don't get mad at me because I know how it can be sometimes. Bitcoin right now is in this consolidation phase with an opportunity to drop down. That longer term chart's always going to outweigh the daily chart. So again, right now we're more bullish than bearish. There's an opportunity for us to turn bearish over the next few days. But again, right now we're still looking fine. These moves typically don't last too long when it comes to altcoins. Go up to any altcoin chart, see how many weeks it usually lasts. It's about 3 weeks to maybe at most a month and a half, okay? When you put all that together, you have to be scaling out and taking your money unless you guys think this is something more of an altcoin season run. If you guys think it's something more of an altcoin season run, you of course, you're going to hold up as much as you can. But if you guys, you know, are a little bit more skeptical, you're not 100% convinced, it's always worth scaling out just a tad. It can be 5%, 10%, but lock in some profits and just kind of wait to see what happens next. And if that money keeps on making money, you let it sit, you pull out a little bit more down the road. But as far as I'm concerned, I do think for certain tokens, it's not like crazy to anticipate a scale out. Like right now with Dogecoin, right? Weekly chart right here, hitting a little bit of resistance. If you wanted to scale out, that's not crazy. Solana right now hitting a little bit of resistance over here, not crazy. Ethereum really not crazy to scale out after that massive move we've had over the last few weeks. Again, you don't have to scale out 50, 70, 80%, but right now it is seem a little bit worth it to have a little bit of a scale out. Last time Ethereum had a big move, this is what, 4 weeks down the road here. This is 1, 2, 3. So this is 3, this one was only 3 weeks. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 weeks of moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I kind of paused after that. So 4 weeks over here, a few weeks up there, right? So I'm typically saying, hey, just keep an eye on it, guys. Keep an eye on it. I'm much more cautious right now, especially because we don't have rate cuts coming until, I would say, September at the earliest, maybe October if things get bad. I will say we're supposed to have the FOMC meeting later on this month, and there is a chance that we may have a little bit of dissent coming from some of the pro-cut members, which could really put some pressure on Jerome Powell. I'm not going to pull up the video to watch, but I do want to show you guys, I think it's Bloomberg podcast. And that's where I saw, not Bloomberg, but Bloomberg podcast. And there was a story that I was watching, and it may come up here pretty soon. Again, this is podcasting, so bear with me. Here it is. Fed's Wallace, this is one of the governors, hence at July dissent as he makes a case for rate cuts, right? So there are more people out there that do want to see a rate cut happen, and they're willing to voice their concerns in a way where it doesn't necessarily embarrass Jerome Powell doing like that, but it just lets people know, hey, Jerome Powell does not have a firm grip on his people. There's a lot of, what would I call it? There's some disagreement in the building, right? Which means, again, Jerome Powell may be forced to accept a cut down the road, even if he doesn't want to do it, because there are a lot of issues in the economy right now, and the Fed keeps on saying everything's fine, when in reality, you are seeing the cracks, right? A good analogy that this guy made was saying, hey, you've walked out onto the ice, and you hear cracking right now. Do you wait for yourself to break through the ice, or do you slowly start backing up and getting back into a more neutral, like, you know, rate cut environment? He's saying let's back up a little bit because we're hearing the cracks, and then if the cracks stop, we stay. If the cracks keep on coming, we back up a little bit more and a little bit more. I think that's a reasonable way to go about it, but man, it's going to be kind of sketchy here. If you know, these people are already hearing the cracks, it's going to be rough. Let me see right here. And hey, Digital K, I think I said it, but just in case it didn't. Hey, Richard, happy to see my man. Dude, it's been nice to be back here. So Sol is going for another $200 test. Ooh, that's steep. Right now, with how big that thing's been moving, I think it can break it. I think it can break it over the next few days, if next few hours here, if it just gets another surge. So you pull this up right now. Momentum is still really strong for here, even though Bitcoin's been a little bit more sideways. Right? I don't really see too much of a resistance until like really 205, 206. So I do think it's possible that can actually have that push here. Right? It's been trying. This one ended up being at 199.28 here. I wouldn't be surprised if you give it like an hour or two, may die down here, but it should have a pop here pretty soon. This momentum on this is good, and it's kind of lagging behind Ethereum and some of the other tokens. It hasn't really had that big boom yet. I wouldn't be surprised if this week is the big boom for Solana, and then it kind of sits down after that. But for now, I wouldn't be surprised if it broke about $200 over the next few days, next few hours anyway. There you go, his Bitcoin being boring a little bit more. Now, as far as news is concerned, everybody, S&P 500 posts first close above 6,300. NASDAQ hits a record ahead of big tech earnings. This week is going to be full of tech earnings. If the tech earnings are good, Bitcoin is going to have another big breakout, because all of those companies out there that want to invest in Bitcoin and tech, they're going to start flooding in the gates and start buying up a bunch of stuff. It's kind of a weird week, so we kind of have to wait for everything to align for us. But what I think I can do is actually go over here, pull this up, and do like an earnings calendar maybe. NASDAQ. No, I don't think I want to allow ads on my site, on your site. All right, so Monday we got Verizon, Roper Technology, stuff like that. There's a few of them. Tuesday, Coca-Cola, Philip Morris. Philip Morris is one of my favorite companies right now. RTX, Texas Instruments, right? Danner, Intuitive Surgical, Chubb, Lockheed Martin, Sherman-Williams. I mean, there's a lot of companies on Tuesday, right? Capital One, Northrop Grumman, that's military stuff. Canadian stuff, American Mobile, General Motors, right? I mean, there's a bunch of stuff happening. This is 3 of 9 here. Maybe I can back up a little bit. I don't like the way this is zoomed in so much. There you go. Key Corp NVR. Again, there's just a bunch of stuff happening here. So get ready for it. It's going to be very fun. Anything that you guys would probably just know right off the bat. I feel like it'd be closer to 9 for us over here. Franklin Financial, you guys know them. First Bank. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff happening on Tuesday. Wednesday, you got Google, Tesla, IBM, TMUS Now, AT&T, Thermo, Next Generation stuff. What? No. Oh, Boston. So, oh, that's Boston. That was a Boston Dynamics. They're not public, is it? Chipotle's coming up. Nothing there really. Linux, yeah, that's fine. I mean, there's 16 pages of stuff in here right now. SEI Investments, Molina Healthcare. So if earnings are good, everybody, Bitcoin will blast off, altcoins will blast off even more. So pick your battles and whatnot. I'm still scaling out a little bit here. I scaled out a little bit yesterday over the weekend, and I'm just gonna let the rest of it sit. I don't think you guys have to scale out a lot or at all, but you know the way I think, I usually sell a little bit too early, but in case there's some type of drastic thing, I always want to make sure I'm safe. And then of course for the calendar here, I think it's market calendar, there we go. Economic calendar, nothing too crazy. Thursday, jobless claims. Friday, durable goods. There's not really much happening this week. It's actually a pretty slow week. Next week we have trade balances. Oh, that'll be crazy right before we have the tariffs come on. Job openings, consumer confidence, pending home sales. Next Wednesday, FOMC interest rate decision, Fed Chair Powell press conference. That'll be kind of the fun stuff here. Next Thursday, PCE and core PCE inflation. Could be kind of fun, guys. Could be kind of fun. Of a lot of whiplashing happening. Now, a couple things here for the big news of the day. Trump media builds $2 billion Bitcoin hoard as cryptocurrency swells president's net worth. Donald Trump and his company, they're loading up on Bitcoin. If you guys believe in corruption and all that type of stuff from government figures, I'd buy Bitcoin too, because I believe in corruption. I believe everybody's really corrupt when I go to DC, so we'll see. But I expect if he's buying Bitcoin, he expects it to go much, much higher. The big beautiful bill is projected to add $3.4 trillion to the debt, budget office says. I don't really trust the budget offices because they're wrong like 99.9% of the time. But my point being here is they're starting to spend so much money, this is all gonna be injected into the economy in different sectors. That should also help out crypto and debase some of the dollar coming and helping gas out a little bit more. So far, no big inflation, but we'll have to keep track of it. The rest of the day, there wasn't really too much news coming on. Trump media, Genius Act, stable coins, right? The crypto treasury firm is vying to be the MicroStrategy of Ether, but with a focus on generating yield. That could be kind of fun. I haven't looked into it too much, but that could be something. And then the new astronomer CEO gives statement since Coldplay Kiss Cam scandal, so that was fun. That was kind of a weekend of awesomeness right there. But yeah, that's kind of the news up for today. There's not really too much going on here. I went over to Cointelegraph to see if there was anything big. I went over to Editor's Choice. Trump's Bitcoin mentor bets on Bitcoin treasury strategies. Altcoin season is here. Will Robinhood tokenize stocks really take over? Yeah, you know, I'm okay. I think I'm fine. The one thing I was thinking about is altcoin season. Honestly, guys, this is me just putting myself out there. I just don't know if altcoin season is really here. I don't think it is, to be honest. I've been so disappointed time after time after time. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for those rate cuts to really hit. And when those rate cuts hit, I'll be expecting something of a larger move with altcoins. Until then, I still own a lot of altcoins. I'm still making money on altcoins. But I'm just not going to be holding for the moon type of scenarios. I'm going to scale out here, scale out here, scale out here, and closer to when I know we're going to have a rate cut decision, I'll pile into a lot of altcoins and kind of see where they go from there. But it might be just 15 to 20 of them. I won't go 30, 40, 50 random tokens. It'll be a core few, and I'm just going to go boom, try to buy as much as I can and see where they take off to. But I'll be very patient about all that. We already went over all the rest of the market here. Year to date, guys, there's still a lot of stuff that's down. So don't be surprised. There's still a lot of movement that could happen here. A lot of these tokens are down year to date. There's only a handful here, right? Only a handful that are actually green. A lot are not green. So just, you know, be prepared for that. All right, what are you guys talking about right here? Hey Mike, could you take a look at CMG? Their earnings are coming up. I'm guessing that must be a stock here. Let me see. Chipotle. You know, I don't know about Chipotle because I feel like I went in there and the last few times I went to Chipotle, I just was not having good experiences. So I'm fasting, but I don't even go to Chipotle no more. Primarily because you ask for a double wrap tortilla and they stack them over each other, so it's like somehow like not, it's like double tortilla, but if you split them more, you get more area to have a nice wrap that's not going to break apart. Sometimes I just think, ugh. Whoever owns Jack in the Box though, they are struggling. I was hanging with a friend. We went and stopped at Jack in the Box, and the guy said, "Hey, there's only 2 of us working in this entire Jack in the Box today. If you, depending on how much you order, it may take a minute." And I was like, "How much is how much is it gonna? How long do you think it's gonna take for me to order just like one meal for my friend?" And he's like, "I'm not sure, man. Please order when you're ready." And I just drove off because I was like, "Fuck you guys! What the fuck? 2 people working at a Jack in the Box? That must be fucking hell." Like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy times. When a rate cuts, any ideas? Probably September, October. I'd probably say September. October seems to be creeping in as a more likely substitute as far as the mainstream economists. I'm still hoping for September at this point in time. Is it going to be bull or bear? For what time frame? That's kind of a big important there, right there. And can't. What's the song? Oh, I have no idea what this song is. This song, Swedish House. All right. So as far as Chipotle is concerned, it's not been having a good few weeks here. It's been coming down a little bit after a nice little breakout. Nothing too crazy. Just as usual pattern here. It's going to consolidate. Looks like it wants to break down. Earnings are this week, so let me pull it over here to the daily chart. There's earnings today. No, earnings is a few days from now. Damn, people do not believe these earnings are going to be good. You're even seeing a breakdown right here. Well, if the earnings are pretty bad, I would expect a buying zone for you to be anywhere between $50 here, but more realistically between this $45 and the $50. Probably closer to 48, or maybe over here on 40. Oh, yeah, in that $48 range there. They have a new CEO right now, so I don't know how good he is going to be. I remember I looked at Chipotle like a couple months ago, and the only thing I was really looking at is to see was it able to break out above these trend lines here or break down below them, and it really hasn't. So for right now, I'd be a little bit more patient with this one. Momentum is dying off a cliff right now. You can see the momentum is switching over bit by bit on the weekly chart. Daily chart, it's already been switching. You can see if you took some options, opening trades over here, bearish, 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 everything kind of floats your way. You would have just had to wait for this little breakdown to happen, though. Did that breakdown happen too early? No, it didn't happen soon enough. So that means it might have been just a day trade over here. Yeah, you would put up the 4-hour charts as well. So I don't know, a little bit iffy as far as I say so, or as far as if I do say so. There you go, my bad. But if the earnings are good, it'll probably just pop back up here towards $58. I'm not anticipating anything crazy here. This is the last earnings, right? Jumped up from $47 up to $48. And no, it's not used to having these really big moves. This is the last earnings over here. Nothing crazy. The earnings over here went from $60 to opening up at 57. Went down throughout the day, but again, nothing too crazy there. Chipotle is not really an earnings stock that has like a lot of big movements, but I still think it's something to hold for the long term here because it still has some growth coming for it. But yeah, it's going to be kind of, it's not going to be as exciting as maybe you think. Yeah, no worries, I'm happy to help you out, man. Mike, your thumbnail is freaking me out. Who is the shaved, suave guy in the photo? I know, right? I've been using AI. You guys know I've been working with Opus Clip, and I do a bunch of AI different stuff here. One of my friends helped me out with this, getting a freebie with his Pixels thumbnails. And so basically, I just uploaded my face into it, and then I share another person's video or thumbnail, and it can kind of make me something similar. So, like, there's me with the Stephen Graham style, right? Except it just doesn't look a lot like me, especially because I don't have my beard right now. I just got it shaved off. But like, you can go this one. Is that the one? This is me trying to do another one. So I'm testing out a bunch of stuff right now. This is a video I made the other day. And what's been working out is, now I gotta start making more videos, but good God. My last video got 877 views. The one before that, 686. The one before that, 600, right? Then before that, 164, 197, right? So when I take the time to do everything properly, I actually do get more views. So I just need to spend a little bit more time doing it. And then that'll be it. I've just been so sleepy lately. I think that's just because of the fasting and stuff. But I mean, losing weight's been fantastic, but you know, I have to put in some effort to lose that weight. Like I, put in some effort to eat all that food that got me fat in the first place. But at least I'm going in the right direction now. But yeah, so it's a bunch of fun stuff there. I can try a bunch of stuff though. I mean, like, there's that one. See how I kind of fucked up the edges there a little bit? What's inside? It messed up the text here a little bit. Donald Trump. Oh yeah, I wouldn't do Donald Trump because he's a public figure. Passive income. I was looking at this. Economic conflict. Right, market crash. I'm just testing out a bunch of different things. That's the the bill nobody read. This one didn't actually have the letters there. Remove some of the text. BAI. Revolution AI. Yeah, a bunch of stuff basically. There's Elon Musk, right? So I'm testing stuff out. There's Trump. See how it worked? Big beautiful bill right there. I'm testing out a bunch of stuff and seeing how it is. There's Jerome Powell, economic crisis, right? But it doesn't look enough like Jerome Powell. That one kind of looks like Jerome Powell, but it's kind of too dark and slouchy, so I wasn't able to use any of these. This one looks okay, but see how the text just kind of doesn't have the rest of the T in there. So it's okay. Maybe I'll make a tutorial on it or something like that. But I still need to make the AI channel. But yeah, so it's kind of weird. It makes me a little bit lighter skinned than I am too. I'm pretty, God, I'm dark, but I'm not as dark as I normally am. Normally I'm out in the summer all the time. I'm outside. Man, this year I've been having sunscreen on. I've been hiding in the shadows. It's been so freaking hot this year. I don't have time to just lay out in the sun. Normally I take my dog out to my grandparents' house. They have a nice little area where we can chill out and enjoy some sun. But this guy, he can jump over the fence now, so I can't sleep because the next thing I know, he's jumped over the fence, and I'm like, Loki, screaming at the top of my lungs, like, get your rat back over here. And then watching him come sulking back over. Whenever he gets in trouble, he rushes over to me and he gets on his back to do belly rubs, and I'm like, psh. Then I give in, of course, but at least he doesn't do it again usually. Can I take a look at let's see, fusion energy stocks? Does anyone know if there's any stocks available related to this topic? Rich Kid, I would actually just plug it into Chat GPT and see if there's anything in there. Right now, okay, I was busy the last couple Sundays, so when can we do it? Maybe this Wednesday we can do an AI stocks stream where we talk about just different stocks in the market for AI companies and which ones you might want to be buying, looking at them and all that type of stuff. I already do have a prompt ready to go on ChatGPT. It's a long ass prompt, but it works. It makes it into a good financial advisor for you. And then if you wanted to steal that prompt, I'll put it in the description. You guys can take it and do whatever you want with it, and see if you can find other sectors of the economy you may want to buy into as well. But yeah, you just ask that question to ChatGPT. Usually going to be pretty good. Look for companies that have market caps like above 50 million, above 100 million, and just make sure they're in like the Nasdaq or the S&P or something like that. More reliably, they're going to be in the Nasdaq or the New York Stock Exchange. But just, you know, those are the ones I usually go out there and look for. Ethereum is bearish, you think, Vexy? Can I take a look at WIF? Yeah, we were just talking about WIF a few minutes ago. So WIF right now is actually just kind of in a consolidation, but long term it's still moving up pretty well. That's from my previous talk, those two ones here, and kind of my averages and stuff like that. Momentum is still strong. I'd still be holding these ones. You can see on the top right there, there's that 50-week moving average. We really haven't been able to break above that before because this token is still relatively new in terms of like the Doge coins, the 88s of the world and things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this week or next week we do have an opportunity to break out above it. If you follow that, the momentum is still strong, everything is still working out in our favor. The next big level of resistance really would come down to Fibonacci level that probably matches up with this or something close to it. Right? And you can see it matches up pretty closely, a little bit below it. But up here, you see there's a level of resistance around, what, $2.09, $2.12. If you're going to be buying right now, that'd probably be my level of resistance if you're looking to hold for a few months. If you're just hoping for a big pop that happens over the next week or two, we'll probably come up as high as maybe 166, which would still be a pretty good level to be buying in now at 123. The daily chart's still peaking up right here, hitting a level of resistance and seeing some scaling out here. Again, you're just hitting some Fibonacci levels of resistance, an order block level of resistance, and a pure technical level. It's already above all the moving averages. You're seeing a golden cross on the 50 here, a golden cross between the 20. Everything's moving very, very well. You're most likely just seeing a lot of people hold this, or if they've already bought over the past few weeks, they're just taking some profits and then kind of waiting to see what happens to the rest of their assets. I'm in the camp of I'm taking some profits and then waiting to see what happens to the rest of my assets. Excuse me. Had a little bit of a stutter today. All right. And hey, Turtle Hermit, what's up, Mike? I just changed my desk to stand up. It's better not to sit as much as possible. That's what I'm thinking, but good God, dude, this makes my legs hurt. This makes my feet hurt. I need to get some really good walking shoes, and I have them, but my fat ass blew my shoes out for the most part. I need to duct tape them a certain way to stop my feet from going over the edge. So I have wide shoes because I have wide feet, obviously, and I've been walking quite a bit, like every day, to go taking my dog out and walks and stuff like that. And I got some really nice Brooks. But you know how you have a shoe and you have like the whatever that hard thing on the sole of the shoe? Well, because I walk in a certain way, because I got knocked knees and all that type of shit, I've been pushing the outer edge of the shoe over and over and over again to where it's kind of like this shoe looks fine. There's no stitching breaking, but it's kind of stretched out a little bit too much, so my feet kind of hang off the side of the shoe. So I need to like just use duct tape, tape it, and just do walking. Now I don't even care if people see me with duct tape shoes. I just need a pleasurable walking experience, and I should be good. And I think I'm gonna invest in some Hokas when I lose a little bit more weight, and then I'm gonna get some Hokas as well. But I'm gonna get some Echoes, Hokas, and right now I have a few pairs of Brooks, and those Brooks are very good. When they're fitting, they're wonderful shoes. I'm flying on clouds right now. Honestly, it's clouds. But I gotta wait a little bit longer for that one. But yeah, the standing up desk, it's great. The only thing is, I have standing meetings in here every night. I had a meeting for like an hour today, and I was standing up the entire time, and I felt bad because I was like this. When I'm tired, dude, I'd be just swabbing back and forth, swabbing back over and over and over again. So I think what I need to do is back up the camera, so because the camera is like 1 foot on the desk and then 2 feet on my other desk behind it, I need to move the whole thing to that back desk. That way I can lower this and increase it as needed. That way I can sit down, because like right now, if I wanted to sit down, let's say I'm tired after I'm done streaming with you guys, you know, I'm gonna go sit on that sofa, watch some TV, but I'm not gonna be on my computer at all. And maybe that's a good thing, because I get freaking tired of being on my computer all day, right? My doctor says it gives me dry eyes, which means I gotta have special eye drops for them. You know, Rich Kid, happy to help you out, man. Great sounds, thanks, dude. I brought some recently because of the potential cup and handle on whiff. Oh yeah, you're fine with whiff. And whiff's been going up for a while now. That momentum is still very strong. It's more of like how much room does it have to go left. But as long as Bitcoin has goes up this week, which it should, if the earnings are good, everything should be fine. Just understand, if you hold, you should be fine if you just kind of hold for a while. If you have a stop loss, keep track of that stop loss. Just be careful overall, because that volatility is going to basically come from how earnings are coming along, which it'll be interesting this week, because you guys know that bad news can be interpreted as good news can be interpreted as bad news. So there's going to be a lot of like people talking all over the place this week. You go to CNBC, Yahoo News, Bloomberg, you know, whatever business channel you watch. If all the tech earnings are great, you're going to see tech stocks soar. You're going to see Bitcoin soar. But then if tech earnings are very bad, you may see the market kind of stumble for a second. But then again, we're going to see growth happening over the next few weeks, as everybody always like, oh yeah, earnings are bad. That means the Fed's going to have to cut pretty soon. Let's get in while we can now. You know, that type of stuff is going to happen. So it'll be all over the place for sure. Right now on the daily chart, you are seeing Bitcoin give up a little bit of ground. I thought this weekend that Bitcoin was going to go like, this was Friday. No, this is Monday. It's Tuesday. Oh, my brain is so fried right now. Yeah, I've been really busy. Jesus. Well, I thought we wouldn't go over here through the weekend. It was going to have a little bit more of a dip and try to bounce off of this, right? And then maybe come back down a little bit more, then consolidate, break out, surge sometime, you know, into this month here, going into August. But now we might just have to have a breakdown here over the next few days and just have the surge like that. A little bit less of a bounce, if you will. So I'm watching it pretty closely. I still think it's worth it to buy some tokens. Look above my head very fast. Everything is pretty much red today, and we just started up around 45 minutes ago. I see a lot of stuff down 1-2%, a lot of stuff down maybe like 0.5% as well. So again, nothing too crazy. There we go. My big thing here is, as I move all my stuff around, I'm getting all kind of used to this new channel, the second channel here, and building up everything from scratch again as far as monetization and stuff. I have to get back to having a solid plan, and I told you guys that I'm going to start taking some ADHD medication. I think I'm going to start taking that tomorrow. I just have to take it in the morning, because if I don't forget it, if I don't remember the morning, I take it at night, it causes me extreme insomnia, which means I'm up all night. So that's going to be a pain there. But I'm thinking pretty soon I'll hit my stride again, and we're going to probably do technicals. I want to limit myself to 4 pieces of news a day, and then maybe a YouTube video or something like that. Maybe not a YouTube video, but like going through X or something like that. Then afterwards, we just kind of sit and chat and talk about what's going on and all this type of cool stuff. What I want to do is I want to look through some of BitBoy's old videos and some of the old videos that went viral back in 2021 with all the people, and just kind of see what made them tick, how the news worked out, and what exactly they were pushing and pumping and talking about. Because I'm not going to really pump up tokens because I don't really have that power, but I would love to talk about some of those tokens that are coming up out of nowhere. I just can't do brand deals with them because I don't want to get in trouble with the government and stuff like that, which I think will be fine, right? Check out the Denali Aleutian shoes. I get them for 25ish at Big Five. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. Right now, I just get those Brooks, because they're so good. What do you call it? Big Five? I don't know if they have wide shoes, but I can check it out. I have wide ass feet, and I have an arch, but because I'm big, my arch gets flattened out when I walk, so that kind of messes up. But because I've been wearing my Brooks, I don't have plantar fasciitis anymore, which is all healed up. So that's really good news there. But yeah, so little push and pull, a little bit give and take here. But okay, buddy, I'm going to end the stream today. My goal is to try to do 2 of these streams a day, getting back into that type of format. And that way, it may only be anywhere from like probably an hour stream. We're going to skip the 3-hour streams again because that just took way too long, and I wasn't able to like trade in that time frame. It was just so slow with the 5-minute trading, even on top of everything we've been talking about. So goal is 5 videos a day, 1 stream at 4 o'clock hopefully, and then maybe another stream midday if I have time. That one will be a little bit more rare, but the goal would be to have 2 streams. But in reality, it's like 5 videos, 1 stream, and if I have extra time, maybe a second stream. But that second stream could just be something completely not related to crypto. It could be like, hey, let's check out some stocks that are moving today. Let's do this today. Let's do that today. And we'll kind of see how it is, right? And hey, CT, as a kid, you think those Hoka shoes are great, Mike? Yeah, I've heard great things about them. A lot of my friends have. I just haven't really bought them too much, right? But yeah, and hey, CT, dude, we just ending up here, but you didn't miss too much. Bitcoin right now is still bullish overall on the weekly charts, a little bit more bearish in the day-to-day. But because we have so many earnings coming out this week, it's not going to be so much about Bitcoin technicals. It's really going to be what the tech stocks are doing as far as their earnings. Because if they have good earnings, the rest of the market is going to rally. Because you're going to see the NASDAQ rally to crazy highs, the S&P rally to crazy highs, which will be overall really good for all of us. Because Bitcoin going up will, of course, drag along all of those altcoins. So keep holding what you're holding. If you feel like you need to scale out because something is blown up out of proportion, you can always do that. But right now, I think it's only minor scale outs, 5-10%, nothing really too crazy. And as far as the rest of the news, it was a pretty bit boring news day. But I'm going to try my best to stream twice a day and put out 5 videos. And then the last thing I was talking about was I monetized again, which is very, very good. So see you guys a little bit later. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll try my best to do a longer stream tomorrow or get in there. But